I'm so nervous. I've never done this before. Ah, don't hate me. Hello and welcome to another installment of Vinny Views. I am Vinny and today I am doing something very different. Now, I am actively involved in the theater community here in Arizona, and I've gotten the request a couple of times to do something for Arizona theater. And I figured since I was doing all of my year-end countdowns of favorite albums and my favorite songs, why not pick my top 10 favorite performances or moments of theater here in Arizona. So we are here to support local theater, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite performances and productions of 2018 from Arizona. This is very nerve-wracking because I've never done this before with anyone that I actually know personally, and everyone that's involved in these productions I love wholeheartedly. Some of them I know, some of them I am really good friends with. Let's get right into it. Number 10 on my countdown, it is the choreography in Annie from Valley Youth Theater. I've never seen Annie as a stage production before. I've only seen the movies. And so I was pleasantly surprised as I'm watching. I'm like, okay, these little girls are pretty good. And then they started dancing to Hard Knock Life, and I was like, oh, this isn't any kind of like cutesy choreography, cutesy little dances. Like, this is legit choreography, and they are doing it really well. Come to find out that it's my girl Natalie, who I got to work with a couple months later, slaying my soul with the choreo. Number 9 on the countdown is Lisa Starry's Vampire's Tale from Scorpius. This production has been around for quite a long time. Hitting myself in the face for the fact that it took me so long to actually finally get to see it, but I did, and I was just so blown away with the production value of it. It's spooky, it's sexy, it's dance, it's erotic. You got aerialists going up in the air with the ribbons, and you've got some really amazing choreography, some really kind of haunting, chilling music, and some really funny moments from the MC, Mr. Louis Fava, you know. I got to work with Nicole in a production last season, and hearing that it was gonna be her last year as the queen, I figured, well, you need to get your ass over there and go see this production, go see the show, and it is amazing. Still goes on every October, so go see it. Number 8 on the countdown is Sister Act at Hale Center Theater. I love the movie, and I saw the show on Broadway when Raven-Symoné was on it. I went into this with kind of no expectations other than I have a lot of friends in the show. I'm here to support them. I was one of maybe 15 people that were in that audience that night because it was their final dress rehearsal before they opened the next night. Holy crap, it was just such a fun, entertaining show. I was smiling from beginning to end. They all sounded amazing. All of them are really good friends of mine, and they all played their parts just perfectly. They're kind of just really suited for these parts. My homegirl Ashley, who I got to work with in Aida a couple years ago, breathtaking as Dolores and could sing for the heavens above. It was just a solid, really fun production of the show. Number 7 on the countdown is Jody Weiss in The Cake from Stray Cat Theater. Jody and I worked together at Child's Play, and I knew that she had acted before, but I've never actually seen her perform in anything. And so I went to The Cake. She's playing the lead role, and I gotta say, honey child, I just adore her so much more than I did before. From the beginning of the show, she's there decorating a cake and talking about how to decorate a cake and her business and everything. I was just captivated from that moment until the very end. It was just breathtaking, honestly. Really good. Number 6 on the countdown is the cast of the Antipodes at Stray Cat Theater. I still don't really know what the show is about. It's very kind of open-ended. To your own interpretation of, was there an apocalypse happening? Was somebody dying and murdering people? Was there a zombie? I don't know. Everyone in that cast had really great and amazing moments to shine. Really hilarious, kind of scary and weird at times, but overall, just the whole cast in general is what was my favorite part about that production. Number 5 on the countdown is Elise Wolf in Fun Home over at Phoenix Theater. The show deals with a comic book writer, author, illustrator, who is thinking back to her childhood, and it kind of represents her at different ages in her life. And she's talking about her family life, and her father is, you know, a closeted gay male, and Elise Wolf plays the mother who knows about it, keeping things together for the family, for the kids, but also still being a supporting wife, but kind of not asking any questions. And her big 11 o'clock number at the end of the show. Mind you, I saw the closing performance, so there was already a lot of emotion in the air from everyone that was on stage, but even more so for this song, it was just so gut-wrenching and just so raw and real and just so entertaining and captivating to watch. My breath was taken away. Number 4 on the countdown is Katie Cook in Little Shop of Horrors at Phoenix Theater. Katie Cook is one of my all-time favorite people. I first met her when she was a sophomore in high school, and she came back to perform in Little Shop of Horrors at Phoenix Theater. And again, I'm a terrible musical theater person. I have never seen the movie. I have never seen a stage production of this show before. I knew the music a little bit. So I was just completely enthralled with the entire production in general, but specifically her performance. She just has this natural stage presence that's just so addicting. Her energy is just so infectious on stage. And then she sings friggin' Suddenly Seymour, belting for the heavens, like Jesus Christ, yes, yes, ugh. Number 3 on the countdown is the entire production of Jekyll and Hyde over at TheaterWorks in Peoria. I'm always super, super impressed with their production quality there, but I gotta say that Jekyll and Hyde is by far top-notch, from the cast to the production quality and the different production elements. Everything just worked so well that overall it was just such an amazing, amazing piece of work. I've seen Jekyll and Hyde before, both as a musical and as a play, and I gotta say that this one just completely knocked it out of the park. You had amazing performances from the cast. The lighting design was amazing. The sound design, the music that was playing, that was written by Wesley Skinner, that was performed live during the actual show. It just was great to see a show where every single element of the production worked. Number 2 on the countdown is Newsies at Valley Youth Theater. I'm thinking to myself like, oh, this is gonna be a good show. People are saying it's a good production, and you know, for kids it's gonna be amazing. Regardless of the fact that they're all youth, this is good for any kind of professional production of this show. It was just completely captivating, and not to mention that this choreography is freaking hard. It's Newsies. It has to be spectacular and amazing, and these kids were phenomenal. They've got high kicks for Jesus, they've got flips, all of the things going up into the air, and not to mention that they all sounded amazing. I was watching professional performers do this production and did it justice, and the set design was amazing, the costumes were amazing, the lighting was amazing. I'm gobsmacked. I don't even know if that's the right thing to say, but I was just completely taken away by how amazing everyone was in this production. And the number 1 best performance of theater in Arizona, in my opinion, comes from AC Theater Company, who is responsible for this Support Local Theater campaign. These wonderful shirts, yes! They did a production of a show called The Wild Party, which is not a super, super well-known show, but it's filled with jazz and danger and sex and a lot of alcohol and a lot of smoking, a lot of orgies happening. The whole show was amazing. It's brilliant. It was really, really, really well done, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to see it before it closed. But I gotta single out my homegirl, Alana, who is a dear, dear friend of mine. She's always so effortless and so natural when it comes to anything that she does on stage, and this was absolutely no exception. What was amazing about her in this show is that she sings, you know, a freaking high note, and you're like, there's no way she's gonna go higher than that. That was great, awesome. And then she goes even higher, and then you're like, there's no way that she can go even higher than that. And she's like, yes, I am, and I'm gonna belt it because I'm Alana and I can do that. The whole production in general was just really, really well done, but in particular, I have to highlight Alana as my favorite performance of anything that I saw this year in theater. I'm happy to support local theater. I'm happy to be a part of this theater community, and I am so glad that I got to celebrate my favorite moments in theater this past year in 2018. So what will 2019 bring? I don't know, but I'm gonna see as many shows as I can. That is all for this installment of Vinny Views. If you like what you saw, please be sure to subscribe down below, share with all of your friends. I will see you next time on Vinny Views. Bye! 1, 2, 3, and I will be right here